Alright, this is John Cullen with DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and this is an episode I know many of you guys have been waiting for. It's actually a comparison of the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer Elite Model C7000 to the all-new, just released Omega Mega Mouth Slow Juicer Model MMV700. So you're probably thinking, John, which one of these juicers is better? They both have 3-inch wide feed chutes. Should I go for the Kuvings, who are relatively newcomers in the juicing game in the United States because they've only been in business for, a handful of years in the States? Or should I go with the Omega? Omega has been in business, 30, 40 years now. One of the first companies in America selling juicers. Robert Leo, he's a great guy. The owner, original owner. But anyways, do you want to go with the Omega with the 3-inch wide feed chute? Which has better performance? Which comes with better accessories? Which can you do more things with? Well, in this video, you guys will definitely find out all those things. So the first thing I want to let you guys know of, if you enjoy my videos and have gained some experience and knowledge from them, and you appreciate my videos, I would encourage you guys to support me and my work by making your purchase at DiscountJuicers.com. This directly allows me to pay my bills, put food on my table, and continue to make these videos for you guys. And if I don't get your guys' support, I'm not going to be able to make any more videos anymore, which I think would be sad, because I do enjoy them, and I really appreciate and enjoy giving you guys the honest truth about all the different juicers. If a juicer blows up on the camera, guess what? I put it up. Sometimes the manufacturers don't like that, but I just show what happens. And this is, my experiences. Your experiences may vary, but they may be similar to mine. And I've been juicing now for well over 20 years, have lots of experience, and already today, my breakfast and lunch was juice and juice. Now, I don't just drink a juice diet. I eat a wide variety of fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, included juiced, blended, and just eaten whole. I think I'm going to eat some whole nectarines, white nectarines, next. So I want to thank you guys for those of you guys that have supported me in the past, and thank you guys that will support me in the future. Make your purchase at DiscountJuicers.com. It is appreciated. All right, on with this episode. So, basically, here's the thing. Kuvings has the patent on the 3-inch wide vertical feed chute. Any other company making a 3-inch wide vertical feed chute is more than likely infringing on the patent. Every 3-inch wide feed chute juicer that I've seen until now, Omega excluded, has been made in China. The Kuvings is made in Korea. I actually visited the factory in Korea where the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer Elite is made. That being said, the Omega does not infringe on the patent, and it's also made in Korea. So I'll let you guys figure that out, and you guys will learn more about that in a minute. But nonetheless, they developed the 3-inch wide feed chute technology, and they came out with their first generation machine, the B6000, the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. That's the non-elite version. That version worked pretty good, but they found out that they could improve it, and then they came out with a new version, the C7000, and that's the only version 3-inch wide feed chute that I would encourage you guys to buy at this time. The B6000 is still a good machine, and if you could get a really good discount on it, hey, that's great. But if you're buying one brand new, definitely want to go with the C7000. It's just a lot more trouble-free and gets higher yields and works better and is actually not much more expensive. So yeah, Kuvings came out and patented this technology. Oh, and I do want to mention that other 3-inch wide feed chutes that I've tested from China have not been able to compete with the Kuvings. Especially in terms of durability and how well it works and the amount of pulp in the juice. Of course, maybe they are cheaper. I'm not going to debate that. But also warranty support also may be lacking with some of the machines that are imported from China. And also they are in patent violation. So if Kuvings chooses to go after those companies go out of business or they stop making that machine, then you'll no longer be able to get any parts, which would be quite sad because the warranties on both these machines are actually 10 years long. So the next thing I'd like to say is that Omega has been making juicers in the USA for, 30, 40 years, and this is their newest entry into the world of juicing. This machine, like the Kuvings, is also made in Korea, and it does not infringe on any patents. and I'll give away the secret now because you guys are going to surely see it in the video in just a little bit. It does not infringe on any patents because actually Kuvings makes this Omega MMV700 for Omega. So Kuvings makes it in the factory, same factory that this one is made. Omega slaps their name on it. It looks a little bit different actually, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it works basically the same, so you should get the same exact yield, same performance. Parts are interchangeable between these two units. I've tried that a little bit earlier today. So yeah, so basically you're going to get the same machine, but the question arises is, John, they're made in the same factory, the parts are interchangeable, which one should I buy? Well, hopefully this video will answer that. I mean, the main thing is this. If you buy the Kuvings, you're going to have the Kuvings people in the USA, based out of Illinois, to support you and your warranty. If you purchase the Omega, Omega is based in Pennsylvania, and you're going to have them to offer you support and warranty. So with customer service, I can't really say it's a toss-up, right? Each company have their pros and cons. You may get better service with one or the other. I can't really tell you, but I can tell you guys this, right? If you purchase your juicer from anywhere else besides discountjuicers.com, my hands are off on your guys' warranty support. I cannot help you one iota on your warranty. You guys are going to have to deal with the manufacturers directly, and hopefully they take care of you, and I can't guarantee they will or not. That being said, if you guys purchase from me, purchase from discountjuicers.com, I have direct ties with both Kuvings and Omega, right? And they want to ensure that my customers are taken care of, because if my customers are not taken care of, they know I'm not happy. And they know if I'm not happy, they're not going to be happy either, because I'll likely make a video about it and say it how maybe they may not have the best customer service. That being said, I haven't had any issues with Kuvings or Omega, right, myself. So, most of the time my customers contact Omega or Kuvings for warranty support, and they get handled fine. In some rare instances, maybe if Kuvings or Omega is not taking care of my customers, and the customer emails me and say, hey John, Kuvings not taking care of me, Omega's not taking care of me, they tell me the story, what's going on, and if it's a valid warranty claim, I'll send a couple, I don't want to say nasty emails, but I'll send a couple emails, nice emails that say, hey, what's going on here? We need to get my customer taken care of. And guess what? Heads start to roll, and my customers get taken care of. So yeah, yet another reason to buy from discountjuicers.com. You have me on your side because I want you guys to juice. I only sell juicers today because juicing had a strong impact and changed my life. Literally, it was one of the things that literally turned my health around to increase the volume of these fresh fruits and fresh vegetables in my diet. Anyways, on with the show. I guess what I want to do next is actually start comparing these machines side by side so you guys can truly see that they are virtually identical. They're not exactly, but virtually, all right? So first part coming off, we got the feed chute housings. So if we look at these feed chute housings, I mean, they're pretty much the same. Oh, we got the pusher over on the Omega side. If we take off the funnel here, that's where you can see like these two parts are basically identical. They got the same 3-inch wide feed chute. If we like put these guys up to each other, they're identical. They have the same, actually that's kind of funny, they have the same exact warning stickers on there. They have the same way that these are attached in, all that good stuff, all right? Now the difference is the funnel. Big difference. The funnel is a little bit different. So I mean, if we just like put one funnel over the other funnel, it looks like, I mean, overall, if you like a bigger funnel, right, you want to go with the Omega. I like bigger funnels actually myself. The Omega has a larger funnel than the Kuvings, okay? The pushers on both machines, which I do not recommend using the pusher unless something is stuck in jam, because you should always let the produce drop in and not use the pusher to push it in, because you may be pushing too quickly in a vertical juicer. But if something's stuck and not going in, then of course use the pusher to get it in. But the pushers are also identical on both machines here. Next, let's take a look at the augers. The augers are the heart of the machine here. Here's the auger on the Kuvings, and let me get out the auger on the Omega MMV700. All right. So here are the two augers, right? Once again, these two augers, they are identical, even down to the inset on the bottom, with a little stainless steel ring on the bottom. These are like interchangeable. So I do like the inset on the bottom of the auger, and only recommend for you guys juicers that have actually insets on the bottom of the auger these days. This is the second generation style. The first generation actually has a flat auger, such as on the C7000 that can cause challenges when you don't properly prepare your produce. So if you are going to buy a vertical juicer, whether it's one of these guys or another kind, be sure to watch my video. If I remember, I'll put a link below. How to juice in a vertical juicer like a pro. I'm the pro. I figured out like 10 different techniques so that you guys could juice no problem. All right, so as you guys can see, the augers are identical. Next, let's go ahead and pull out the juicing screens on each one. And once again, the juicing screens on each unit here, they both have the solid bottom with the small hole. I mean, these guys, once again, are identical. I mean, Kuvings makes it for Omega, so no difference there. All right. Automatic wiping basket, or wiping blade, right? Guess what? It's the same thing. Oh, actually, it's not exactly the same. It's a little bit different, okay? So the Kuvings actually has nice black wiping blades, and the Omega MMV has red wiping blades. So that's a little bit different. This kind of looks a bit more stylish to me. That being said, the black model is going to be a little bit easier to keep clean, you know. The red will actually show some of the stains, so then you'll actually know that you need to take this apart and clean it. The black is going to hide those stains. So if you're kind of lazy like me and don't want to see the stains, don't want to know they're there, get the black one. But if you're one of those anal people that want to make sure you get everything clean, then get the red one, because you'll be able to see that better. In general, the stains will be like, it'll stain black. It'll be like a black mold that'll grow on there. So I do encourage you to wash this really good with soap and water after every use. And once a week, you can actually remove the silicone flaps for a deep cleaning. So yeah, we saw that those are actually identical except for the color. Next, let's go ahead and take off the juicing bowls here. This is the major part of the machine. And once again, you know, these parts are identical. You can see the angle at which the spout comes out. Also on the bottom, it has a built-in gearing system on the bottom. It also has, you know, the wiping blade assembly, and actually it has the similar sticker. I don't know if you guys see the sticker right there. The sticker says, "Caution, operating the juicer without ingredients can cause damage to the screw." So yes, never run the juicer empty. But yeah, these parts look pretty much identical except for one insignificant part. And that is the smart cap, is what Kuvings calls it. If you guys look on the Kuvings, the smart cap actually, the handle to grab it open is actually kind of rounded. And if you look at the smart cap on the Omega, it's actually kind of more like teardropped kind of. I have to say I do personally like the one a little bit more on the Omega. It has a little bit better feel, and it's a bit more reinforced if you guys look at it from the side. Whereas the one on the Kuvings doesn't quite have as much part to like reinforcement. I don't know, that's just totally a preference thing. These parts otherwise are just functionally the same, alright? So as you guys saw, pretty much, these guys are identical. Next, what is not identical are the motor bases. So the motor bases, the motor inside the motor bases are identical. Both 240 watts rated. The shape of the motor, housing is different. So on the Kuvings, you have 3 different options. You have it available in a white, in a red, or a purple red, what they call it. It's kind of a deep maroon, or a silver. And it's kind of shaped like this, and the juicer is kind of put on this, you're facing the sideways, and when you put the thing on, the bowl on, the juice comes out the side, and then the pulp is ejected out the front. In addition, the on-off switch is in the back, and it's a nice rounded button here. Yeah, so that's how that's kind of like the orientation of this. So if this is sitting on your counter, it's a bit more wide than, you know, narrow. Okay, so over on the Omega, once again, 240 watt motor, so that's the same. The whole motor housing, though, is different. Both these units have the new upgraded sealing on top of the motor housing, so that liquids, if they do leak, which I actually haven't found that to be an issue with the C7000, I did find that a challenge with the B6000. They have both the upgraded tops, but the casing is a little bit different, right? This is a 2-tone casing, only available in one color at present time. It's a silver and black. Also, this one is actually a little bit kind of more wide, you know, than this guy. If we just kind of put it side by side like this direction, It's a little bit more wide, but it looks to me, or maybe it's an optical illusion, let's check it out, that it's actually not quite as long. Let's see. No, they're about the same. But overall, the footprint of the Omega is going to be a little bit larger since the casing's a little bit more stout, you know, a little bit larger. The thing I like about the Omega model is that the on-off switch, let me go ahead and turn this guy around. The on-off switch on the Kuvings is actually quite small and tiny, about as big as my thumb. But over on the Omega, like it's significantly larger, so it's going to be a lot easier to you know, turn this on, turn it off, and to control the juicer. With this, it's a smaller switch. This one has like a nice feel to it as well. This one's like, I mean, it works, but it's a bit tighter. I mean, just cosmetically, you got to go with the one you like more. I mean, if you need the red or you need the white, then go with the Kuvings. But if you kind of like the styling of the Omega, then go with it. Now, the thing on the Omega is, when it's on your counter, it's facing forward like this direction, right? And the juice comes out off one side and off to the other side. So it's a bit different orientation. I kind of like the orientation of the Omega just a little bit more. Let's go ahead and show you guys how to assemble these guys. Both these assemblies are very simple, very easy. You're going to take the wiping blade, put the juicing screen in there. There's a little red dot on the juicing screen, and there's a red dot on top of the juicing bowl here. You got to line those guys up, and then they will basically seat into place. And these are the parts for the Omega. Let's see if they fit into the Kuvings. Yep, no problem whatsoever. So yeah, let's get that guy in there too. Next, you got the auger. The auger basically just drops in. Might have to spin that a little bit to make sure it's fully seated all the way down. Super simple, super easy. The first time I assembled a vertical juicer, I just couldn't figure it out, but now that I've done it a couple times, you know, it's like old hat. Really simple, real easy. All right, next part is the top. They have a little red dot here, which lines up with the red dot here. And it lines up, and then you just slide it into place, and on the back there's a little arrow that you got to line up with the close and open. So now it's all the way to the close, and if you assemble it properly, it should turn on. And if you assemble this guy properly, it should turn on. So let's go ahead and turn both these guys on so you guys can hear the difference in sound. Here's the Kuvings. Here's the Omega. I mean, they pretty much sound the same. They're made in the same factory. Just a few minor differences, you know, as you guys just saw. So the next thing I want to show you guys is actually some of the accessory parts that each juicer comes with. It's pretty much identical, but the Kuvings actually comes with one additional part. The first thing you're going to get with both machines are the special screen cleaning tool. Whether you get the Omega or the Kuvings, I mean, you get the cool screen cleaning tool. This will save you a little bit of time, but it's not the end all or be all of cleaning your screen. The screen is the most difficult part to clean of any juicer. But in addition, besides the screen cleaning tool that you could easily clean the outside, you have a few additional brushes, which is really nice. You have this the bottle brush here, which is good for getting kind of in both the pulp ejection spout and the standard spout, so I really like that a lot. And then you get the oversized toothbrush. Now the interesting thing is, on the bottle brush, on the Omega, it comes and it says Kuvings on it, and on the Kuvings, of course, it says Kuvings. So, you know, that's what's a dead giveaway that, hey, I think this one is actually made by Kuvings because it has a Kuvings brush. Unless it's a counterfeit, and they totally counterfeit it. Just kidding. All right. Okay, next thing both machines come with, which is actually a new thing for Omega because their vertical juicers do not come with this part, which is rather nice, is what's known as a blank plate. So this blank plate allows you to only process things like frozen fruits and nuts. It is not designed to process anything else. And so yeah, if you want to make sorbets or nut butters, both these machines come with the exact same blank screen. Another thing both juicers will come with are the collection cups. So you get the standard juice collection cup that's you know, marked up to 1,000 milliliters on the Kuvings and on the Omega. And look at that. These guys are actually identical. So yeah, that catches your juice coming right out. And then also you have a pulp catch cup that goes underneath each machine, just like that. Alright, now the thing that the Kuvings comes with that the Omega does not is this guy. And I think Omega should also include this. And this is actually the sieve. So this sieve actually fits on top of the juice catch cup. So when the juice comes out, it actually could run through the sieve to take out some of the extra pulp that is in the juice. I know a lot of you guys might like to drink the pulp that's in the juice. It actually is probably a good thing to drink when you're drinking it, because you know, the pulp that's coming in is the insoluble fiber, because all the soluble fiber is actually soluble in water, so that's staying with the juice. In carrots, that can be as much as about 50% you know, soluble fiber in carrot juice. So I do like that that comes with you know, the Kuvings juicer. And is that a reason to buy the Kuvings juicer just because it has accessory? It may or may not be for you. You know, I have plenty of different sieves that I use myself that are stainless steel, which I like to collect my juices in a stainless steel Pyrex or Anchor Hawking measuring cup, and then use one of my own sieves instead of you know, the plastic collection cup that it comes with, and the plastic sieve it would be included. All right, so another part that actually is available on both the Kuvings and the Omega, if you buy it from discountjuicers.com, is this guy. This guy will fit both machines. We have it in stock for the Kuvings and the Omega, as I said, and this is actually known as a Smoothie Screen. So the Smoothie Screen, actually, the hole on the bottom is plugged, so it does not let any pulp come out. So when you use this machine, anything you put in the machine will basically be ground up at a slow RPM, 60 RPMs, and then is actually going to be crushed up and then forced through the holes of the screen. So literally this allows you to make low RPM smoothies. I do have a really good video using the Kuvings with this attachment to make an amazing, I think I used like macadamia nut, green smoothie with bananas, with frozen bananas. It was actually quite amazing texture and amazing flavors, because I didn't run it at a high speed like most blenders that can oxidize, you know, a good percentage of some of the phytonutrients that are in whatever you're blending. So yes, this is available at present time. I think it's a little bit, like, it's about $10 less though if you want to get it with the Kuvings, a little bit more expensive if you want to get it with the Omega. Alright, another thing that both these machines come with, which I really like a lot, are the instruction books. So check this guys out. This is like a dead giveaway for me. You guys see the similarities or the differences? I guess there's mostly similarities. This one says Omega Whole Slow Juicer. This one says Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. There's an Omega logo on the bottom of that one and a Kuvings logo on the bottom of that one. But basically, I mean, these are like the same exact instruction book. Yeah, I mean, all the same recipes, cabbage juice, carrot juice. I mean, it's the exact same thing. Basically, I mean, be honest with you, what happened here is Omega went to Kuvings and said, hey, Kuvings, can you make a 3-inch wide feed chute? And Kuvings said yes. And then they basically made everything so that it's like the same. So yeah, so there you guys have it. These machines are identical. I think the next thing I like to do for you guys to prove it is that we're going to go ahead and do a juice off, which is kind of pointless because both machines are identical. It'll be interesting to see if we get any kind of major variance in juicing, because there are always going to be some kind of major variance, even if I weigh out the produce exactly. This one or that one might get a little bit more or less based on the tolerances, but it should be pretty close. So we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up. We'll come back at you and do a juice off. So now I'm all ready to juice. We have apples and carrots. I got about 4 apples and 7 carrots. We're going to juice in each machine. And we're going to find out how it does. But first, I want to do the weigh-in to make sure we have a fair fight. All right, let's go ahead and do a close-up on the weigh-in. Organic carrots and apples. Over on the side of the Omega MMV, looks like we got 1136 grams. And over on the side of the Kuvings, once again, looks like we got 1136 grams. So yeah, backing off that, looks like we guys have a fair and even fight. So first, I'm gonna go ahead and juice in the Kuvings, get these scales out of the way. I mean, basically, here's the thing. I mean, everything should juice pretty much the same. The motors are identical, everything's the same. Should take the same amount of time, both the same large feed chutes. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is actually the feed chute size, and some people might think bigger feed chute equals better. And so it is better in some sense because it will save you time on juicing certain produce items. Other produce items should be chopped up first before juicing, things like celery and leafy greens especially, and especially wheatgrass needs to be cut up into little bits to work in any vertical juicer optimally. That being said, if you're juicing something like apples, you know, that less than 3-inch diameter feed chute, this is going to save you guys a long time, because you don't have to cut them up into, like, you know, 6 pieces in, like, say, the Omega VSJ843. You know, carrots, once again, you just dump them in whole. Tomatoes, pears, you know, a lot of standard fruits that the seeds are juiceable. You know, you guys could easily juice it in a wide feed chute slow juicer such as the Kuvings or the Megamouth by Omega. Juicing watermelon, right? I love juicing watermelon and other melons such as cantaloupes in the wide feed chute because I don't have to cut the pieces super small. Sometimes I have a super huge watermelon, then cutting them up into little small pieces, it's kind of a drag. So that's when I use the wide feed chute. That being said, you know, as much as that is a pro, it also can be a con. Some of the things I've seen is that generally the wide feed chutes, such as the Kuvings and now also the Omega, tends to put more pulp in the juice, and the yield may or may not be as much as other juicers. For that reason, I would encourage you guys to watch my video, Top 3 Vertical Juicers for 2017, where I compare the Omega VSJ843, the Slow Start, and the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer head to head, so you guys can see the pros and cons of each one, like laid out for you guys easily. Of course, the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer Elite C7000 gonna have pretty much the same results as the MMV700 in my opinion, because the parts are basically the same. All right, let's get on to juicing here. Turn this baby on. I always like to start off with something soft like the apple, and the apple's gonna get stuck up because it's like a little safety cutter thing, so I usually like to use just like a carrot to push the apple past the safety cutter thing. Once you got the apple in there, let the juicer just chop the apple up and suck it in. Don't like try to get the pusher in there and push it, and once the apple is fully disappeared, then drop in that carrot. Maybe we'll juice at the Omega at the same time, just for giggles, right? It'll be faster. Oh, and I gotta wait. Next, we're gonna go ahead and put the next apple in there. I'm gonna drop the carrot in that one. It's kind of cool. I get to watch 2 juices at the same time. Over on this guy, we're gonna go ahead and put the next apple in there and drop a carrot in. Alright, so we got the last carrot going in the VSJ. I previously put it in the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer Elite. Both juicers are working really well. I mean, basically they're working like the same. It'll be interesting to see the yields. It is both the strainers or the sieves are collecting, you know, some pulp in there. Now the final thing I'd like to say is that once you put in that last piece of produce in any vertical juicer, you want to let the machine run at least another 30 seconds, maybe another minute, you know, to make sure that it's fully done and extracted all the juice. The other thing that you want to be aware of on the 3-inch wide feed chute juicers, this does not happen so much on the smaller feed chute juicers. Sometimes there'll be a big pulp blockage up in this area of the juicer. In this instance, because I was juicing carrots and apples, you know, there's a minimal pulp, residual pulp in the top of the machine, so this is really good. This can be reduced by adding more carrots. So if you're like alternating feeding with carrots, you know, like I did, I put an, you know, an apple, carrot, apple, carrot, apple, carrot, and I ended on 2 carrots. You know, that's going to be less in there, so that means you're going to end up getting more juice. If you do something soft blast, it may not totally go all the way through. Alright, so anyways, looks like we're about done juicing. We're turn off both these machines, put the spout caps down on both these guys, and let's go ahead and pull these juices out front and center to see how much yield we got. Alright, first step is to shake them down. Now this is interesting. I'm not exactly sure why this occurred. It probably shouldn't have occurred. But it appears that the Omega actually made a little bit less pulp than the Kuvings. I don't know if this is an anomaly or what. But anyways, we're shaking all the pulp down through the sieve. And after shaking it down, and this is a rather large holed sieve, you know, there's definitely more pulp in the Kuvings than in the Omega model. This is actually quite interesting. Now the thing I will say about this is that my Kuvings model is an older model, So, you know, as Kuvings goes along, they may have upgraded and kind of changed the parts a little bit. So the Omega has the latest revisions, but rest assured, if you do buy a juicer at Discount Juicers, all the Kuvings juicers we're selling now are the latest model. Alright, so now let's go ahead and do a close-up for you guys on the exact yield. Let's go ahead and give you guys a close-up on the yields and see how much each juicer made. Over on the Omega side, MMV Mega Mouth, looks like it's up to 700 with the foam, and without it, looks like we're right around 650 to me. And then over on the Kuvings, looks like actually it made about 650 milliliters with the foam, and without it, we're maybe like right around 600. So that's actually a little bit curious. Yeah, there's maybe about a 10% difference between these two machines. So wow, it's actually quite curious that the machines actually had about a 10% variance. I mean, some variances even between the same model of the same machine, depending on the produce, depending on how they were dropped in, depending on how it was juiced, maybe a little bit different. I mean, these should have been basically around the same, but 10% difference is not, you know, good or bad. It's probably within range, but I'm going to say this, like, don't buy your juicer, one of these guys, based on yield, because next time I do this comparison with some leafy greens or something else, the Kuvings could win. So, you know, don't put your faith in this yield test that I just did, because the yields should be about the same, all right? I guess to sum this up, before I do, I want to actually drink some of the juice here. So, juice from the Omega, and we're going to actually go ahead and mix the juice from the Kuvings, since they're basically the same. And it was quite interesting actually that the Kuvings actually had more pulp too. That's a nice carrot apple juice. That's a really good recipe actually. Apples add that sweetness and just mellow out the carrots. So I guess in the end, I want to leave you guys with my summary and the winner of this juice off. I mean, I'm going to have to officially declare the winner like a tie. I can't really say get this one or get this one. They're basically the same machine sold by a different, importer, Kuvings or Omega. The customer service is about the same. The price is the same. The warranty is the same. I will say this though. If you need it in yellow or red, then you're going to want to go with the Kuvings, because Omega only has it available in silver, right? If you want like a thinner look, less footprint on your countertop, go with the Kuvings. It actually has a smaller footprint. If you kind of want a more stylish, and I think personally better looking machine, you're going to want to go with the Omega. If you're more of a functional guy, you want a bigger funnel, hey, go with the Omega. It has a larger funnel. If you want that sieve, that plastic sieve that comes with the machine, go with the Kuvings, because it comes with that plastic sieve. If you're going to want that smoothie strainer, if you get it with the Kuvings, it's actually $10 less at present time than with the Omega, and also maybe hard to find for the Omega, but we sell it at Discount Juicers, as I said. Yeah, I mean, basically, if you want to support a company like a U.S.-based company that's been around for a much longer time and has a proven track record, then go with the Omega, right? They're probably going to be around for a long time. And not to say that Kuvings isn't, but hey, Omega has a proven track record in the United States. And, you know, that's just what it is. I mean, yeah, in the end, this juice off's a tie. They're basically the same machine. I don't know if whoever company wants me to tell you guys that, but I just kind of tell you guys like it is. And I told you guys like it is, right? There's basically no difference in the machines. There's just some minor variations. In any case, at Discount Juicers, we sell all the major brands, including this Kuvings and this Omega. So check the links down below if you want to buy one of them. Your support and your purchase at Discount Juicers is appreciated. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. That'll encourage me to do more videos in the future. I have upcoming and planned to do a video with the Omega MMV700 and the Omega VSJ843. Although, if you're impatient, you could watch my video of the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer Elite C7000 versus the Omega VSJ843, since basically the yield and the process will be basically the same. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on any of my new and upcoming episodes that are coming out about every 5 to 7 days. You never know where I'll show up, what juicers, vacuum blenders, or dehydrators I'll be testing for you guys, so I could inform you guys about the honest truth about some of these equipments that allow you to process more fruits and vegetables and get them into you. Also, be sure to check my past episodes. My past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 450 videos on this YouTube channel dedicated to teach you guys all aspects about juicing and blending and dehydrators and all the equipment that allow you to do that, especially the most juice comparisons that you will find anywhere. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this to the end. And with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for YouTube visitors.